Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you a very useful AI tool, which is called Doenba. And Doenba can be used to study any written materials. Essentially, what you can do is just ask questions and any questions you like. So you upload a written material such as the handouts I gave to you the last time I gave you the handout on all the statistics. If there are some math you don't understand, then you can upload it and ask questions. And also you can't do math. You can actually use it to do exercise. But I'm not going to show you how to do exercise. You can figure it out yourself. So I will leave that to your own judgment. But I'm going to show you how to use the Doomba to try to understand some of the math that in the handout. So here, if you want to learn how to learn more about using it, there are several videos, right? So there's reading and query answering, inspiration mode, table and formulas analysis, and also there's another one, data management, and also undergraduate math demo. So without further ado, so let's just log in to this system. So this system is free, and so you can use your Google to log in, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here, as you can see, these are the QA section, and it can do summary. You can also do a lot of things. So, but we just jump into what we are trying to do here. So I'm going for week 6, and this is all the statistics. So you click it, and then it will be uploaded and processed, make it ready for us to ask questions about the paper, which means that you don't even need to read it through. So it's being processed. So let's open it up, and as you can see here, it can provide you with a custom summary. So we can look at the summary. So this is the summary of the handout I gave to you. But then let's enable inspiration, and then we can ask questions. So for instance, you could say, explain all the statistics okay. So then the system will provide you with an answer which gives you more detail, more information than probably from the handout. So it will elaborate a little bit. Okay, so as you can see here, so all the statistics is a concept in statistics and computer science that involves finding the case smallest or case largest element. So this is elaboration of this paragraph. Okay, so then it gives you example, which is not the example I gave. So which means that it gives you some more elaborates the concept a little bit. Okay, so now let's say I have issues about this formula. We can just highlight it and then quote. So it's going to be quoted, and I will just say explain this. You see what the explanation you're gonna get. Okay, so it actually summarized what we essentially what have essentially done, and then it gives you some explanations. Okay, now the highlighted in red are the corresponding content for this answer. So as you can see here, so you have a partitioning example. So this is from my handout, and then you got further partition and further partitioning, and probability of pivot selection. So this is a uniformly at random, so it's a 1/n, and now this is what we try to understand. So this is recursive time complexity of the partitioning, and get rid of the subarray sublist that doesn't contain the k's smallest, and so that's here, that's what it is, right? So a is a positive constant, and the equation accounts for the recursive nature of the algorithm depending on the position of the pivot relative to k, right? So this is essentially what it means. So very good. And then here, because we turn on this button to give us inspiration, so now you have the first question: how does the choice of pivot in the quick select algorithm affect its average and worst case time complexity, and what strategies can be employed to optimize the pivot selection to improve performance, right? So this is essentially some of the things that I talk about in class, but now you can also see what Doenba will give to you. So is the choice of pivot in quick select significantly impacts both its, well, essentially it's a running time, right? So it gives you the worst case and the average case, and it provides some information here, right? So randomize the pivot selection, median of median. So this is actually a way to you find the median, and then you find the median of medians. All right, so now let's continuing on. Let's say I have, so right earlier we tried to look at what the explanation of this, and now we're going to see what is this. Oops, let's highlight this. Okay, and then quote. And again, I want to get an explanation. So just in case you have, you try to understand some of the terms, and now it gives you elaboration. And that looks very good. Step by step, right? So I hope that this will actually help you understand the materials better, right? So the initial expression, so which is you start from the initial expression, then why you get this inequality. So it gives you the explanation, and yeah, it's very good. It's really useful here. And again, enable inspiration. You got a second suggestion of inspiration. So how does the quick select algorithm expect the time complexity analysis change when considering different probability distribution for pivot, right? So then if it's not uniform, how is that going to change? So you can click it and see what Doenba's answer on this topic. So uniform random distribution is what we have been using. And if it's a non-uniform, which means that it's a biased distribution, then it will affect the analysis. Okay, so it basically now it talks about the selection here. Okay, so that's that. So this is a useful tool. For instance, now I try to understand this. So you can also click. I'm sorry. Select. Oops. Right, and then quote, and then explain this. Okay, so it starts from it gives you details about how it comes to this inductive proof. All right. This inequality is a part of the inductive proof showing that the expected time complexity is linear. And it gives it a process, but let's say I want to get specific details. Oops. I want to get specific details of this. Double click, you get rid of the highlights. If double click again, you see the highlight. So the highlighted contents are corresponding to the answer. So you know that assuming your written materials are ground truth, so you can verify the correctness of it. So let's double click, get rid of it. So now let's see. Let's try to provide. So let's try to ask Doenba to provide steps. Okay, and provide detail steps of what I just quote. Okay, so now it gives you the details. Initial inequality, and then you simplifying the summation. So it has the explanation here. Okay, then using the formula for the sum of the integers, right? So yeah, this is cool, right? So it's really good further simplification, right? So it gives you all the details that to understand this. All right. So again, I have another inspiration question comes in. How does the choice of pivot selection strategy in quick select algorithm influences its performance in terms of both time complexity and space complexity, and what are the trade-offs? I think this is more or less the same as before, so let's not look at it. So then we have the last one, so let's double. And so we have this exercise. So because this exercise is not graded, so you can actually ask Doenba to do this for you, but I'm not going to show it to you. So this again, it's your judgment call whether to use it or not. Okay, and so I hope you are not going to use Doenba to do your homework assignments, because if you do that, then you are not going to learn, and because you will need to provide a written material like handout as ground truth. Otherwise, if you just ask a question, so you know, and Doenba, if it doesn't have a ground truth, and then it may sometimes would mess things up. So you don't want to use that unless you do have a ground truth materials uploaded. All right, and so this is the end of this demo. So I do hope you find it useful. So I decided to make you aware of this tool so that because over times I received some questions about some of the math in my handouts, and some of those look. I mean, so it would. They are not that hard, but it requires some training in calculus, and if you you are sort of a rusty, so you can use Doomba to give you explanation, just like what I did, explain this in detail steps, right? So how you come from this to the next one, and then to the next one, so that you get the logic right. All right, so that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching.